or Rossetti. The blessed Damozel leaned out from the gold bar of heaven. Her eyes were deeper than the depth of waters stilled at even. She had 3 lilies in her hand, and the stars in her hair were 7. Her robe, ungirt from clasp to hem, no wrought flowers did adorn, but a white rose of Mary's gift for service, meetly worn. Her hair that lay along her back was yellow like ripe corn. Her seemed she scarce had been a day one of God's choristers. The wonder was not yet quite gone from that still look of hers, albeit to them she left. Her day had counted as 10 years. To one it is 10 years of years, yet now and in this place, surely she leaned o'er me. Her hair fell all about my face. Nothing, the autumn fall of leaves, the whole year sets apace. It was the rampart of God's house that she was standing on, by God built over the sheer depth to which is space begun, so high that looking downward thence she scarce could see the sun. It lies in heaven across the flood of ether as a bridge. Beneath, the tides of day and night with flame and darkness ridge the void, as low as where this earth spins like a fretful midge. Around her, lovers newly met mid deathless voices acclaims, spoke evermore among themselves their heart-remembered names. And the souls mounting up to God went by her like thin flames. And still she bowed herself and stooped out of the circling charm, until her bosom must have made the bar she leaned on warm, and the lilies lie as if asleep along her bended arm. From the fixed place of heaven she saw time like a pulse shake fierce through all the worlds. Her gaze strove within the gulf to pierce its path, and now she spoke as when the stars sang in their spheres. The sun was gone now. The curled moon was like a little feather fluttering far down the gulf, and now she spoke through the still weather. Her voice was like the voice the stars have when they sang together. Ah, sweet. Even now in that bird's song strove not her accents where fain to be hearkened. When those bells possessed the midday air, strove not her steps to reach my side down all the echoing stair. I wish that he were come to me, for he will come, she said. Have I not prayed in heaven? On earth, Lord, Lord, has he not prayed? Are not 2 prayers of perfect strength? And shall I feel afraid? When round his head the aureole clings and he is clothed in white, I'll take his hand and go with him to the deep wells of light. As unto a stream we will step down and bathe there in God's sight. We too will stand beside that shrine, occult, withheld, untrod, whose lamps are stirred continually with prayer sent up to God, and see our prayers granted melt each like a little cloud. We too will lie in the shadows of that living mystic tree, within whose secret growth the dove is sometimes felt to be, while every leaf that plumes his touch saith his name audibly. And I myself will teach to him, I myself lying so, the songs I sing here, which his voice shall pause in, hushed and slow, and find some knowledge at each pause, or some new thing to know. Alas! We too, thou sayest. Yea, one wast thou with me that once of old. But shall God lift to endless unity the soul whose likeness with thy soul was but its love for thee? We too, she said, will seek the groves where the Lady Mary is, with her 5 handmaidens, whose names are 5 sweet symphonies, Cecily, Gertrude, Magdalene, Margaret, and Rosalie's. Circle-wise they sit, with bound locks and foreheads garlanded, into the fine cloth white like flame, weaving the golden thread to fashion the birth robes for them who are just born, being dead. He shall fear, haply, and be dumb. Then will I lay my cheek to his, and tell about our love, not once abashed or weak. And the dear mother will approve my pride, and let him speak. Herself shall bring us hand in hand to him round whom all souls kneel, the clear ranged, unnumbered heads bowed with their aureoles. The angels meeting us shall sing to their citherns and citoles. There will I ask of Christ the Lord thus much for him and me, only to live as once on earth with love, only to be, as then a while forever now, together, I and he. She gazed and listened, and then said, less sad of speech than mild, all this is when he comes. She ceased. The light thrilled towards her, filled with angels in strong level flight. Her eyes prayed and she smiled. I saw her smile. But soon their path was vague and distant spheres, and then she cast her arms along the golden barriers and laid her face between her hands and wept. I heard the tears. So Dante Gabriel Rossetti, his sister was Christina Rossetti, who wrote Goblin Market, one of the poems that I shared earlier. Dante Gabriel Rossetti was a painter and a poet. He did kind of grow up poor, and he decided that he wanted to pursue the arts. But he was a bit of a scoundrel. He had quite a bit of lovers. He was known for being bohemian, gregarious, brilliant, and worldly. He famously wrote a poem about a night with a prostitute. Um, he shared his house with a menagerie of animals, including kangaroos, peacocks, and a wombat. He married a woman he did not love. He loved a woman he could not marry, and he lived with a woman he neither loved nor married. The woman he married in 1860 was a poet, an artist, and a model. She ended her life 2 years after they married. And this devastating event really impacted him deeply. In a fit of remorse, he wrote this poem about her and he threw the manuscript into the coffin at her funeral, only to dig it up years later and publish it. He was This poem that I just read, "The Blessed Damozel," was inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. Rossetti wrote, I saw that Poe had done the utmost it was possible to do with the grief of the lover on earth in The Raven, and so I determined to reverse the conditions and give utterance to the yearning of the loved one in heaven." What a beautiful idea. So, I hope you enjoyed this poem. And I see those of you who've popped on live. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this, I have lots of other poems on my YouTube channel. I've got over 100 poems there. So I hope that you follow along with me there. Thank you.